I suck at so many things. I can't just write a book about it. I need the Google Maps to get to the stage here, like from the table in the back. Like, there's no signal here, so just don't check your phones. I'm terrible with confrontations, and I'm particularly horrible when it comes to making decisions. Yesterday, spent 13 minutes deciding whether I should get a regular cup of coffee or a large cup of coffee. Got a regular one because people were getting frustrated, of course, and got another one in 10 minutes because it was a wrong decision. Last month, I went to a friend's party, but before that, I suffered through a whole day of trying to decide what to wear. I wore a black and blue dress, went to the party, was proud of my decision. Arguments started. The party turned out that they were discussing whether the dress was black and blue or white and gold. It ruined the whole party. Thanks to me, of course. And now I'm doing my PhD. Well, my mom made me do it, honestly. So guess what my research is about? Decision making. So in what context? First, I considered how people decide on which diet trend to follow. Then I decided to go with how clinicians and physicians decide on treatment options for medical conditions. Because I went with those because they were simpler, less stressful, a lot less was riding on these decisions. It was only a matter of people's lives, honestly. So, in order to get a sense of that, I put myself into clinician shoes. So, as a clinician, the first thing I would face is the large amount of drugs available in the market for every condition and the choices that I had to make. So if I choose one drug over the other, I'll end up having a long talk with the poor pharma salesperson selling the drug that I wasn't recommending. It will be a painful, long talk, lots of pens, but that's how it is, sadly. Well, I know pharma companies are viewed as the devil, but are they really? They're always developing medications and pumping them into the markets and charging ridiculous amounts of money for something that may or may not work. Well, maybe, I don't know. Well, would you rather get your drugs from a dealer? At least with those, you know what you're getting, laws. And so, because I get confused easily, I go to my fellow clinicians asking them about their recommendations. I get a long list of these conditions and the treatments they all agree to prescribe. It kind of felt like a cool kids are doing it kind of situations. But do I want to be one of the cool kids? Well, no. I'm better than that. I'm unique and a bit of a nerd. So nerds do their homeworks. So I get on my computer, start searching for literature and papers on every condition and every medications, and end up with massive amounts of literature. So I'm so confused to do that. I try to find something that summarizes that and give me instructions, clinical guidelines. I get treatments, instructions, which case scenarios, which treatment to follow. Well, these were very helpful, thank you very much, but I need a time machine to go back a few years. Well, at this point, I wish drugs had Amazon reviews. The last thing I tried is talking to the patient and seeing what they would prefer. So for example, if I had a patient who wants to quit smoking, I would first talk to her about the smoking and whether she really wants to quit or not. So we weigh the pros and cons of smoking. So as a pro of smoking, that you will look cool, people will come and talk to you. However, like, you'll have a very terrible breath. Second pro is that having a smoke is a very good excuse to be antisocial, but you'll end up standing out there in the cold. So, despite the very compelling case I made for smoking, the patient somehow decides to quit. So, now we have to decide which treatment she will take to help her do that. So there's the nicotine patches. They're really good, and you won't need cigarettes, you won't have terrible breath, and they will keep the toxins in your body. The second option is the pills. You won't have toxins, you will be successful in quitting smoking, but there's a slight chance that you'll be hallucinating and you will be confusing what's true and what's not true. So, patient takes the pills, comes back to me in a few days, panicking about the hallucinations that she was having. So, she seeks my help decide what's true and what's not. The first hallucination was that she sees people flying on carpets. The second one was walking in the garden with giant mushrooms and rabbits carrying pocket watches. And the third one, and she was really panicking about this. She saw the guy firing people on TV as leader of the free world. Well, that last bit was true. Now I'm back into my researcher's shoes. So now I'm really excited to talk to my fellow researchers about what I'm doing, and that I'll find the ultimate truth about how clinicians make decisions. And the answer to that was no. So I'm not finding the truth? No. Then I'm finding out lies? No. Then what am I finding out? You will be finding out people's versions of the truth. What? So things to me are not black, not white, not even gray. I see things made up of all the colors mushed up together. And I'm not even on drugs. Well, better go check. Thank you.